This is lesson 7.4, number models with parentheses, the parent help video for grade 3 everyday math. We have one new vocabulary word, and that word is parentheses. A lot of times when we hear about parentheses, we hear about them in our writing. This is for parentheses in math, and we're going to use them as part of number models in today's lesson. So there are a few things we want kids to know in today's lesson. We want them to be able to use basic, extended and subtraction facts to solve number sentences. So for example, we want them to know their basic facts. 5 plus 6 equals 11. And then we want them to be able to extend those facts to say something like 50 plus 60 equals 110, or 500 plus 600 equals 1100. And we want kids to be able to kind of know those extended fact rules and be able to add and subtract in that way. We also want kids to be able to use multiplication facts to solve number sentences. So for example, we want them to be able to say 5 times 6 equals 30, or 4 times 3 equals 12. So kids are still working on their multiplication facts at this point, and please keep having them do that. They do need to have those memorized. We want them to be able to write number models with parentheses to match number stories. So we're working on number models with parentheses. For example, 5 plus 6 plus 3. So we want them to be able to write a number model with parentheses and be able to solve it. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 3 is going to be 14. And we want them to recognize that 5 plus 6 in parentheses plus 3 is going to be the same answer, although a different story would be happening behind it, as 5 plus 6 plus 3. This works with addition. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 5 is 14. This works with addition, but it doesn't work if we try to put other functions in here, such as multiplication, for example. 5 times 6 plus 3 would not be the same as 5 plus 6 times 3. So we have to make sure we know that this is with just addition, and for those of us who remember, this is actually called the associative property of addition. And kids don't actually need to memorize that term or anything about associative property of addition. They don't need to know that. They just need to know how it works. So they just need to know that this number model here with the 5 plus 6 in parentheses is going to give them the same answer as this number model down here with the 6 plus 3 in parentheses. As long as it's all addition, then the parentheses don't matter where they go. We also want kids to be able to take a number story and be able to generate a number model with parentheses to go with it. So if we have a number story, for example, let's see if I have one here. Let's see. Bill scored 4 points. Sue scored 12 points. They need 20 points to finish the round. How many points do they need? So if we take how many more points do they need? If we take this number story and we try to put it in parentheses, we have to have kids think about, well, how am I going to solve this first of all? So we have them read it, and we have them kind of get a plan for it. And in this case, they're going to put the biggest number first. They're going to say, okay, I need the 20 points. And I've already got this 4 points here and this 12 points here. So Bill scored 4 and Sue scored 12. So I know this is what I have all together. I know that I need some more. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to say 20 minus, and what's going to go in parentheses would be the 4 plus the 12. And then that's going to equal the remaining number that I'm going to need to get to 20. So we want kids to be able to generate a number model like this from this sort of number story. So 4 plus 12 is 16. 20 minus 16 is 4. They need 4 more points. So 4 points more in order to finish the round. So this is tricky because kids really have to stop and think about, okay, first of all, what does the question say? Second of all, what is it asking? Third, how am I going to solve it? And then after they've done that, after they've done those pieces, then they can actually generate this sort of number model. And then they actually have to solve the number model. So these word problems, even though they're quite short, they take a lot of time and thinking and practice for kids. So anything that you can do to give them these kind of short little problems will be very helpful to them, especially surrounding sports. A lot of our kids are into sports. They love sports. And these sorts of problems are very applicable to sports games. You'll see in lesson 7.5 we're going to be talking about basketball. So anything you can talk about with scoring points, and this is the big number that they need. How many do they have so far? And give them a couple little numbers to add up. And those little numbers are what would go in the parentheses. There are also, of course, other problems where multiplication may go in the parentheses, but the key thing is, the key thing with the solving problems with the parentheses, whatever the number model is, we want kids to solve what's in the parentheses. We want them to solve what's in the parentheses first. So that's number 1. And that's the basic idea that we try to get across to kids at this point, is to solve what's in the parentheses first. So how you can help with this at home, like I said, work on some word problems with them. Talk about how it's applicable to their sports. Please have them practicing multiplication facts daily. Use the multiplication practice videos with the skip counting and the multiplication. Just the more practice they can get with this, the better it's going to prepare them for their mathematics down the road. So this is lesson 7.4, number models with parentheses.